The cold, stiff paper crinkles in my hand, each fold a razor blade slicing through the last vestiges of warmth in our living room. His signature, usually a lazy scrawl, is tight, deliberate, like a stranger's.
Divorce.
The word hangs in the air, thick and suffocating, stealing the oxygen from my lungs. My chest seizes. It's not the word itself, not entirely. It's the silence that follows, the gaping void where 15 years of US used to be. And then, a deeper chill, a primal fear that whispers something is far more wrong than just a shattered marriage. If you've ever felt the world tilt on its axis, leaving you gasping for breath in a place you no longer recognize, tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one. And please, if you feel this story, subscribe. It helps more than words can say. Just last Tuesday, this room was filled with laughter. We were planning a trip, arguing good-naturedly over mountains or beaches. His hand, the same one that signed that paper, had rested on my arm, a familiar comfort. We weren't perfect. What couple is? But we were solid. Or so I thought. We had built a life, brick by brick, the cozy house, the shared dreams simmering on the back burner, the comfortable rhythm of two people who knew each other's silences. I'd glance at him across the dinner table, absorbed in his phone or a book, and a quiet contentment would settle over me. This was it. This was stable. This was ours. An illusion, it turns out, crafted with the skill of a master deceiver. The chill from the divorce papers deepens, seeping into my bones. Something else is wrong. I don't know why, but a cold dread propels me to my laptop. The shared accounts. Our future. My fingers tremble as I type in the password, the one we chose together, laughing, years ago. Sunshine 123. What a bitter joke. The balance loads.
0.
A gaping, absolute 0. I click again. Savings.
0.
Investments.
0.
A wave of nausea crashes over me. This isn't just divorce. This is annihilation. Every penny, every meticulously saved dollar, every hope for a secure old age gone. Vanished. Transferred. The transaction history is a blur of large sums, all recent, all moving to an account I don't recognize. An unfamiliar name. Her name. My breath comes in ragged gasps. I dial his number. Straight to voicemail. His voice, cheerful, automated, a ghost from a life that no longer exists. Leave a message, it chirps. I want to scream into the phone, to shatter that recorded cheer with the jagged edges of my reality. I try again, and again. The silence on the other end is a physical blow. The silence in this house, once a sanctuary, now echoes with the magnitude of his betrayal. Panic claws at my throat. How could he? How could we become this? The man I loved, the man I trusted with my life, my heart, my future, has not only discarded me but has meticulously, cruelly, stripped me bare. The name on the transfer records. Clarissa. It's not a name I know, not a friend, not a colleague. Just Clarissa. The faceless thief who now holds our entire world in her hands, gifted to her by my husband. The betrayal has layers, like an onion, each one making my eyes water with fresh pain. It wasn't just an affair, a secret shame. It was a calculated heist. He didn't just leave me. He orchestrated my ruin. The numbers on the screen swim before my eyes, sums that represent years of sacrifice, of skipped luxuries, of careful planning. All siphoned off, rerouted to her. I feel a dizzying sense of erasure, as if my very existence was being systematically deleted. How do I fight this? How do I even begin? The police? A lawyer? I feel so small, so utterly alone against the weight of this treachery. For hours, I sit there numb. The shock ebbs, leaving behind a raw, agonizing grief. But then something shifts. Through the fog of pain, a spark ignites. A tiny, cold ember of fury. He thinks he's won. He thinks I'll crumble, dissolve into tears, and just disappear. He pictures me broken, doesn't he? A pathetic wreck he can easily dismiss. The arrogance of it. The sheer, unadulterated contempt. That thought, more than anything, fans the spark into a flame.
No.
He will not do this. He will not destroy me and walk away whistling, his new life funded by my stolen future. The tears stop. My hands, still trembling, clench into fists. A new kind of resolve hardens within me. He underestimated me. He mistook my kindness for weakness. Big mistake. This isn't just about the money anymore. This is about justice. This is about taking back my life, piece by stolen piece. The next morning, the city feels different. The sunlight seems harsher, the sounds of traffic more abrasive. I'm raw, exposed, but there's a wire of determination humming beneath my skin. I spend hours online, not searching for solace, but for a weapon. I need a lawyer, not just any lawyer. I need a shark. Someone who understands the predatory nature of what's been done to me. I find her. Her website is sparse, professional. Her testimonials speak of tenacity, of fighting for the underdog, of results. Her name is Ms. Albright. I call, my voice surprisingly steady as I lay out the bare bones of the situation. There's a pause on the other end, and for a terrifying second, I fear she'll say it's hopeless. Then, her voice calm, sharp as shattered glass. Mr. Sterling has made a critical error, she says, a hint of something that sounds almost like grim satisfaction in her tone. He's been sloppy. This isn't just unethical, it's fraudulent. Grossly fraudulent hope, fierce and unexpected, blooms in my chest. Can you help me? I whisper. Help you. Ms. Albright chuckles, a dry, humorless sound. My dear, we're going to dismantle him. How quickly can you get to my office with every piece of paper you have? The next few hours are a blur. I'm a whirlwind of paper, printing bank statements, digging out old investment records, tax returns, anything that bears a signature, our joint names. Every document is a fresh stab, a reminder of shared plans now turned to ash. The numbers swim, a testament to years of careful saving, of diligent work. It's all there, the evidence of our life together. Now evidence for a legal battle. Ms. Albright's office is cool, minimalist, a stark contrast to the chaos raging inside me. She pores over the documents, her expression unreadable. The silence stretches, taut and heavy. I feel like I'm on trial, my life laid bare. He moved everything within the last 72 hours, she finally says, tapping a series of transfers. He clearly believes he's covered his tracks, thinks the money is safely with Clarissa. She says the name with a delicate disdain that I appreciate. He's wrong. These transfers, made without your consent, especially in contemplation of divorce, and clearly to defraud a spouse of marital assets, they scream illegal conveyance. The exhaustion is immense. Sleep is a distant memory. I'm running on caffeine and a burning sense of injustice. There's a constant, nagging fear. What if they move the money again? What if it disappears into some offshore account, untraceable? Ms. Albright looks up, her eyes like chips of ice. We need to act immediately. We file for an emergency injunction. We freeze everything.
His accounts.
Her accounts. Every single one these funds touched. Less than 24 hours. That's all it takes. I'm home, pacing the floor, replaying Ms. Albright's words, when my phone rings. It's her. My heart hammers against my ribs. It's done, she says, her voice calm, almost casual, as if she's just ordered lunch. The judge signed off on the emergency order. All accounts linked to those transfers are frozen.
Solid.
Effective immediately, I sink onto the sofa, the words washing over me. Frozen. All of it. His meticulous plan, his grand betrayal, his escape route with her slammed shut. A laugh escapes me, a shaky, slightly hysterical sound. He's probably trying to access it right now. Maybe he's at a fancy restaurant with Clarissa, trying to pay the bill. Maybe they're online, trying to book flights to somewhere sunny and forgettable, funded by my life. I picture his face, the confident smirk wiped clean, replaced by confusion, then dawning horror as card after card is declined, as account balances mock him with their sudden inaccessibility. The tables haven't just turned. They've been flipped, shattered, and set on fire. The image is so vivid, so satisfying, it's almost painful. He thought he was so clever.
He thought he had me.
He had no idea who he was dealing with. Not anymore. The call comes later that evening. His name flashes on my screen, and for a moment, I just stare at it. The audacity. I let it ring a few times, savoring the small, newly acquired power. Then I answer, my voice deliberately calm, neutral. Hello. He doesn't bother with the greeting. What did you do? He hisses, his voice tight with fury and something else panic. It's a beautiful sound. I'm not sure what you mean. I reply, my tone featherlight. The accounts. The money. It's all frozen. Clarissa can't access anything. I can't access anything. This is insane. He's practically screaming now.
Good.
Let him feel a fraction of the terror I felt. That. I say, as if just remembering.
Yes.
Fraudulent transfers have a way of being problematic. Especially when one is trying to hide marital assets during a divorce. There's a choked sound on the other end. You can't do this. That's our money. Our money? The nerve. Actually, I say, and I can hear Ms. Albright's cool precision in my own voice, it was our money. Until you illegally transfer it to your mistress in an attempt to defraud me. Now it's evidence. And soon, a significant portion of it will be my money, legally and rightfully, he sputters, a string of curses, threats. I listen unmoved. His anger is the impotent rage of a cornered rat. He has nothing.
No le verí.
No power. He's exposed and he knows it. You'll pay for this, he finally snarls. Oh, I think you'll find, I say, my voice like ice, that you're the one who's about to start paying. In every conceivable way, I hang up. The silence that follows is different. It's not empty. It's filled with a cold, clean satisfaction. The kind that comes from taking back control, from watching a carefully constructed web of deceit come crashing down around the spider who spun it. The legal battle is messy, of course. He fights, predictably, throwing tantrums in court filings, trying to paint himself as the victim. Clarissa, I hear, doesn't stick around once the money dries up and the threat of legal repercussions for knowingly accepting fraudulent funds looms.
Quelle surprise.
Ms. Albright is a warrior in a tailored suit. She systematically dismantles his claims, lays bare his deceptions. The paper trail he thought was his escape route becomes his undoing. It takes months, grueling months. But in the end, the judgment is overwhelmingly in my favor. Not just half, but a significant portion more, accounting for the fraud, the legal fees, the emotional distress. I get the house. I get my future back. Standing in the living room, the silence feels different again. It's no longer the silence of shock or the silence of satisfaction. It's the silence of peace. A quiet, hard-won peace. The scars are there. They'll always be there. 15 years of my life were built on a lie, and that's a bitter pill to swallow. But I'm not broken.
I'm stronger.
I learned about the depths of betrayal, yes, but I also learned about my own resilience. I learned that even when the world tries to strip you bare, you can find the strength to fight back, to rebuild. The victory is bittersweet. The marriage is gone, a casualty of his greed and deceit. But I'm still here. And my life, from this moment forward, is entirely my own. He thought he was writing my ending. He had no idea I was just beginning my own story. If this story hit close to home, if you've ever had to stare into the abyss and find the courage to climb out, I'd love to hear your version in the comments. Thanks for being here with me through this. Subscribing helps bring more of these stories to life.